There are many moving elements, many moving pieces to the polygyny puzzle, many moving elements in polygyny. And because of the different dynamic that marriage entails, or that type of marriage entails, it can cause some challenges and some concerns when it comes to raising children in polygyny. Not only raising children in polygyny, but raising emotionally intelligent children in polygyny. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that we've gotten questions that ask us, how do you raise emotionally intelligent children in polygyny? How do you transition them properly? And how do you inform them and include them in the decision or anything like that? And how do you quell any doubts or concerns or fears that they may have, with being part of a polygynous family? How do you do that? Well, stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to discuss those topics, as well as give some tips on how to transition your children into polygyny in a emotionally intelligent way, and how to begin the journey of raising emotionally intelligent children in polygyny. Now, this is part one of a multi-part series, because when it comes to parenting and polygyny, the topic is broad and it's a lot of information. So, but right now we're going to tackle the foundation, and how do you transition your children? How do you start to raise and begin to raise children who are emotionally intelligent when it comes to polygyny? Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Nyla, Coach Nyla, one of the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships. And yes, we've gotten the parenting and polygyny questions, and for good reason. I mean, it's an overdue topic. It's an overdue topic. And when I when you think about it, there are usually children involved when polygyny enters into the husband's life, or into the mother's life, or into the children's life, because there's usually children involved, because usually, and not all the time, but usually the husband and the initial wife have children before he decides to marry again. So how do you transition your children? How do you raise children who are emotionally intelligent, who are emotionally stable, when they're in a place, or could be in a place, where polygyny is not widely practiced, or you got people that are saying negative things about polygyny, or because they don't understand it, or they just don't want to understand it, even though polygyny is very old and far outdates monogamy. It's just certain things that you may have to deal with when it comes to equipping and preparing your children for being a part of a polygynous family. Now, those who are not familiar with our story, we definitely talk about it a lot, on this channel, on Outstanding Personal Relationships, on our YouTube channel, as well as on our other social medias. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you also subscribe, click the bell, and share this video, because, of course, sharing is caring. Because we discuss these things. We discuss, transitioning into polygyny. We have hours and hours, hundreds of hours of content, on our journey, and, the do's and don'ts, and what we could have done different, and all these other things. So, speaking as a person who is an incoming wife, or a subsequent wife, if you will, I prepared my children differently when it came to polygyny. However, I also train and coach different initial wives on, how to prep their children when it comes to embarking on polygyny, even even if there are times when they're not feeling polygyny, when they are not happy with the decision or anything like that, because when it all comes down to it, our children are watching us. And even if we're not happy at the time, even if we're going through our emotional challenges and even some concerns at the time, we have to be careful of what our children see. We have to be careful of what we are putting out there to our children, because they are watching us. They are listening to us. They are soaking up so much information and so much of our energy, whether we know it or not. So we have to be very mindful of what we are putting out there, how we are treating each other as spouses, how we are treating them, how we are involving them in the conversation. So sometimes we have to put our personal feelings aside for the betterment of the relationship. And I mean the betterment of the relationship with our children. Because if things were to change, and I've seen it in many cases where growth happens and the mother is not feeling the way she felt before, and she's more confident and feeling a lot better, and the communication between she and her husband, she and their father, has improved and increased, and things have gotten better. Things that have happened before that wasn't so favorable, that the kids got a hold of or got whiff of, has caused some issues later on down the line. So we have to make sure we are very mindful of what we are exposing our children to, even when it comes to our own feelings and our own concerns. And as I stated before, I had I prepped my children differently because I was a single mother coming into polygyny, a single mother, divorcee, all that. And I prepped my children for it in a way where I had to explain to them about someone else other than Umi, other than mom, giving them direction, possibly teaching them different things, telling them what to do, all of these different things, and possibly disciplining them, because they may need discipline from time to time. So I had to prep them on that. I prepped them about their siblings, bonus siblings, that they would acquire. I prepped them about their bonus mom they will acquire, and that she will be a force of authority that they will have to listen to. So it was these different things that I prepped them for. And of course, yes, knowing that you're being you're going to be involved in polygyny, it does give you that weight of being able to prep your kids and prep your children no matter what age they are, because of course the prepping goes into different ways and different stages. You just want to make sure that they're able to understand what you're trying to tell them. So yes, I prepped them in a totally different way than, and well, I would say in a different way for just as an incoming wife, and as a single mother. But some of those things are still they still hold true regardless of if you're an incoming wife, initial wife, or a father prepping their children, because he should be able to prep them on, this would be another person that would be in your life. This is a person that you may have to listen to, or you will have to listen to, because they will be giving you some direction. So that is the same around the board, regardless if you're incoming, initial, or if you're the father prepping the children. So my thing is, I talk about 3 things that you should do for your children. You should inform them, you should engage them, and you should reassure them. Say that again. Inform them, engage them, reassure them. Informing them is letting them know what's going on, letting them know what may be, what could possibly happen. And engaging them is asking questions, asking them how do they feel about the situation. Now, just because they may feel a certain way, or they may not even know how they feel, Doesn't mean that it's going to change any decision either way. However, it will give you that insight of what they feel and how you can move forward and how you involve them in everything that you do, or in the things that you do, not totally everything, but in the things that you do. And also it gives them confidence and security that you care about their feelings. Like I said, whether or not it's going to change, what you do or how it's done, it will still make them feel that they have someone they can come to, ask them questions, as well as tell them that they can ask you any questions, and be honest, be truthful. Not only be honest and be truthful, be transparent, to the point where you don't have to tell, like I said, it ain't about telling them every single thing, but it's telling them what's important and what's important for them to know. Not hiding things. If they have questions, answer their questions in a proper fashion. And it will take time. It may not even take, it may even take where you have to take a break and try to figure out how you're going to how you're going to figure out how to ask these questions as well as answer these questions. Because, but also let them know you may not have all the answers right now, but, you will figure it out, or, you will figure it out together. And you're still a family, and families and teams stick together when it comes to any type of challenges. And compare those challenges or concerns or anything like that with things that they can understand. Challenges that they may have went through in their lives before, and let them know that this is how we got through it. So we will continue to grow through and go through these things as a family, as well as addressing any concerns and prepping them for possible issues that other people may have, but prepping them in a way where they can say, you know what, I'm not equipped to answer these questions. Ask my parents. Simple as that. And, when it comes down, that it shuts that down, and it allows them that confidence. And you also equip them to be able to handle themselves in difficult situations. And as I stated before, reassure them that you are going to be there for them. That goes, hand in hand with the engage, but reassure that you're going to be there for them. Reassure that, there may be a change in dynamic, but there's no change in the love that you have for them. Reassure them that there's no change as a father, there's no change in the love that you have for their mother. Sometimes you have kids that don't understand what polygyny is, and they may think that the parents are getting divorced. You have to reassure that that's not what that is. If you're not getting a divorce, that's not what polygyny is. So being able to equip them with that information, so they are emotionally intelligent, so they are wise about it, so they don't feel some type of way. Because when it comes down to it, being honest, being transparent, being truthful, those are things that your children will remember for the long haul, for the long road, and all that other good stuff. I don't like really saying long haul. It just rolls off the tongue, but it just seems like it's just something you're just dragging somebody. But for the road ahead, they'll be equipped for that. So to recap, make sure you are informing them, you are engaging them, you are reassuring them, and make sure that you are following us. Follow us on our social medias. Make sure you subscribe to this. If this video offered any benefit to you, make sure you share it, because it may benefit someone else, and sharing is caring. So if you have any comments, questions, anything, make sure you put it in the comment section below. We love hearing your comments. And I know this video only answered a few little questions, and it'll probably be a plethora of different questions that will come from this. But yes, stay tuned for the series, because we will talk more about parenting and polygyny, and how to parent emotionally intelligent children while you're in a polygynous marriage. So until next time, make sure you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny relationships and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads, it includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.